It's just before dawn. Many of the faithful are getting up for a while to enjoy a very early, full breakfast. There's still time to replenish the body's reserves for the long day ahead. Then the muezzin calls. It's a cool autumn morning in the Medina, the old town in Tunis. As always, school starts at 8 o'clock. 9-year-old Ramaisa Turki is in 4th grade. Her parents, Mother Naima and Father Mohammed, help her to get ready on time. A kiss from Dad and Ramaisa sets off for school. The old town still seems fast asleep. The night was long and lively, as is customary during Ramadan, the Muslim month of fasting. Ramaisa loves Ramadan. At her age, she's not yet required to fast. And to make things easy for teachers, lessons are shorter. And since life takes place mainly in the evenings, Ramaisa is often allowed to stay up a bit longer. Ramadan in the Medina in Tunis. This is the biggest old town in North Africa. In the Middle Ages, Tunis was regarded as one of the richest cities in the Islamic world. 700 historic buildings have been preserved here, including 200 mosques, 40 former Quran schools, and more than 100 palaces, once the homes of wealthy merchants and army officers. After Ramaisa left, her father Mohammed Turki lay down again for a while. During the time of fasting, he goes to work a bit later. He likes living in the Medina. His ancestors came here 300 years ago. Mohammed strictly observes the laws of Ramadan. Through fasting, the mind and the body are purified, and the devout share the lot of the poor. Going without food and drink during the day is no problem for Mohammed. What he finds hard is not being able to smoke his beloved water pipe. The gates and doors of the houses he passes on his way to work bear testimony to the affluence and standing of those who once lived here, and thus to the former wealth of the Medina. The Bab Bar, the gateway to the harbour, was once one of the most important gates in the ancient trading town of Tunis. To protect their wealth, starting in the 13th century, the people of Tunis built a massive wall around the old town. But today only a few sections remain. The fortifications were dismantled in the 19th century after Tunisia became a French protectorate. Its colonial masters wanted to keep the ancient Muslim town open for European progress and modern developments. The Bab al-Khadra, the Green Gate, used to lead to the gardens outside Tunis. Today, the Medina is enclosed by a quickly expanding new town, in which the French colonial style predominates. Even today, the new town and the old town seem like two different worlds. Mohammed works in one of the souks, the traditional markets in the heart of the Medina. He sells felt hats, fezzes or chechias as they are known locally. There's even a special market for them, the Souk al-Chechia, with dozens of little stores like this. Felt hats from Tunis are famous throughout North Africa. Quality chechias have a soft, velvety feel to them. Today the hats are also available in brown or grey or as factory products. But anyone who can afford it buys the best handmade article in traditional dark red. A felt hat passes through the hands of 8 craftsmen. After being knitted, it's boiled, dyed, and then brushed again and again. The art of making felt hats was brought to Tunis many centuries ago by Muslims who'd been forced to flee from Spain. The markets extend out around the sacred Zitouna, or olive tree mosque. The Zitouna mosque is the heart of the Medina. It was built in the 8th century when Muslim Arab armies conquered North Africa. The town evolved around it, developing into one of the great religious and intellectual centers of North Africa. Besides the Quran, celebrated clerics taught mathematics, law, medicine, and history. Students came here from far and wide. They studied next to columns and capitals that are even far older than the mosque itself. Its architects had them brought from the ruins of ancient Carthage. Ever since then, part of the Quran has been recited in the Zitouna mosque each day during Ramadan. By the time the period of fasting comes to an end, the entire Quran has been read. The faithful come and go, many deeply absorbed in prayer. The markets for the various goods also sprang up around the mosque, all clearly separate from one another. The markets for coarser products, such as iron and copperware, are located further away from the mosque. But those for the refined goods sold by the gold and silversmiths, the felt hat and perfume traders, are found right next to the mosque. The perfumes from the Souk al-Atarin are still in great demand. Customers can purchase pure essences of musk, rare herbs, rose petals or lavender blossom. There's vanilla for pacifying little children, a scent for the bedroom, one for the beard, another for drinking water. Knowing full well what impact it will have, with a wry grin the merchant also offers a very special scent that is good for virility. Nuit de Carthage, Carthage nights. The wonderfully aromatic petals for this pure essence, it's said, are found not far from here in the ruins of Carthage, but only at night. The Medina in Tunis has been shaped by many races and creeds, by Arabs, Berbers, Spaniards, and by Jewish and Christian traders. In the 16th century, Tunis fell to the Turks, who ruled over it for many years. They brought their own architectural style with them. Round and slender as they soar heavenwards, Turkish minarets contrast starkly with the sturdy square towers built in line with North African traditions. Torbe al-Bey in the west of the Medina is a huge mausoleum created by the Turkish Husseinid dynasty. This quiet backwater draws few visitors. The Turkish rulers, it seems, were never very popular. Permanent access to the room containing the tombs of the Turkish rulers was through a door so low that anyone approaching the deceased beys was forced to bow their head. Resting on each tomb is a marble turban, a symbol of their power. Next to the wooden coffin of a saint lies Ali ben Hassin, who founded the dynasty in the early 18th century. It marked the start of a period of great prosperity for the town. The finest Carrara marble from northern Italy was imported for the tombs. The murals are also sculpted from marble. The Muslim dictate forbidding the three-dimensional depiction of living creatures was liberally ignored by the Turkish ruling house. Female rulers, princes and princesses all lie at rest in their own rooms. It was a dynasty with many branches. The Husseinids continued to rule on a pro forma basis even after Tunisia became a French protectorate. Their rule only ended in 1956 when Tunisia gained independence. Many of the big exclusive houses in the Medina date back to the heyday of the Husainids. These urban palaces were the residences of wealthy merchants and high-ranking civil servants, the prominent citizens of Tunis. Airy and shady, the spacious inner courtyards are decorated with superb stucco work. The surrounding galleries were reserved for the women. For some years now, these buildings have been restored at great expense. Most were in a dilapidated condition, because since the end of the 19th century, many rich families have moved out of the confines of the Medina to villas in the former colonial suburbs and to the coast. Later, the houses were inhabited by poor people who lacked both the money and the interest needed for preserving the ceiling paintings, stucco work and the tiles. In the 1950s and 60s, there were plans to demolish most of the Medina, but the inhabitants of the old town put up fierce resistance and the plans were scrapped. Today, the restored buildings house museums, restaurants and elegant offices. The Medina lives on. Evening falls on Tunis. The call of the muezzin brings the day to a close, and the fasting. At the Turki's home, Roma Isa is helping her mother with the final preparations for the big evening meal. Friends and relatives have been invited. At last, everything is ready. Today, there's bean soup on the menu, along with lots of lamb and couscous and some sweet desserts. Later, Mohammed will head off to his cafe. During Ramadan, night is turned into day. There's a big crush around the stalls selling sweets and confectionery. People flock to the Medina from all over Tunis. A procession of Sufi adherents is making its way along the covered alleys of the market. Their rhythmic chanting will intensify, bringing them closer to Allah. Mohammed is heading for the center of the hatmaker's souk. The alleyways are now one big cafe. The men come here to chat, listen to music and drink tea or coffee. Traditional music groups perform on many evenings during Ramadan. On an evening like this, a water pipe, a shisha, is an absolute must. It's an ancient tradition that goes back to the days of the Turks. Mohammed is glad that he can at least smoke a water pipe in the evenings. Nearly all the men ask for a shisha, and so do some women. During Ramadan, every evening in the Medina is a big, lively party. The Medina in Tunis is still an extremely vibrant Islamic town, and not only during Ramadan.